Hi, welcome to Farm to Table with Amber. I'm excited to show you a fun tip where we winterize our carrots in the garden. And as you can see right behind me, those are our carrots under the bags of leaves. So just follow us on our journey on how this works. The next clip, you're going to see me in the fall. I'm going to share with you how to have delicious carrots out of your garden all winter long, how to winter them over, and how to enjoy them even though they're still in your garden. As you can see, the snow is coming down. It is late fall, pre-winter, and that's why I like to talk about this right now. So you can see here we've started to dig them and enjoy them now. And this is my husband's big deal. He loves to harvest these awesome carrots all winter. And soon we will rake up some leaves, put it in bags, put it on top of these rows, and then we just remove the bags and eat the carrots all winter long. Those bags of leaves basically insulate those carrots from getting completely frozen. And yes, they continue to get large, but we just cut them up and use them in baked carrots or anything that you enjoy having carrots in, just chop them up and eat them. They're so delicious. So that is one tip about keeping your carrots in your garden, and that's where they can be stored, is safely in your garden. And I'm going to show you in a bit how we do that. Well, we put the bags of leaves on there. And in the background, that's my husband, and he is basically going to show you as he harvests them and kind of why we do this way. All right, so we of course put bags of leaves on here to insulate these carrots.
Oh, I should have dug these off first.
And
this is where I dug. That's where I dug a couple weeks ago.
And we've already eaten all those carrots. We just make pans and pans of carrots around here because they're so good. What variety did you plant here?
So these are Yaya, Y-A-Y-A. They're a really nice crisp carrot, really sweet flavor. They're good ones.
And it's cold today.
We just have to come out every couple weeks and take the bags of leaves off and then see how nice and soft that dirt is. And you can just yank the carrots off. I pull the top and bottom stems off. I don't keep little ones like that. But look at that. That's a nice, perfect carrot right there. It's a little cold on the hands, but worth a little bit of pain. But look at that, nice soft. I've got the shovel here, but I don't even need it. And then here's the best thing. Look how crisp this carrot is. Like that, just, oh man.
Yeah, they're still amazing.
They're so good.
So do they tend to get bigger and bigger throughout the season, or do they stay a good size?
So that's one of the keys to planting these is I plant them a little bit late. So usually I'll plant carrots about, that one had a little worm. Sometimes you do get a little worm damage in these, but you just throw away the ones that, and it doesn't happen every year. Some years worse than others. The problem with harvesting carrots this late, we'll trying to hold them over. Usually we'll plant carrots in May. We'll do our first planting, beginning of May, middle of May. But these ones, if I did that with these, then they'd be huge by now. By the time they go dormant in October, November. So I plant these June 15th is my target date.
And we live in northern Utah.
Yeah. I have to cover them with straw to get them to germinate because it's too hot. The seeds dry out really quick. So I plant these just normal depth, a quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch deep. I put a layer of straw over them, and that holds the moisture in, and then they germinate real quick. And but then by October, November, when they go dormant, they're a nice size. If I tried to do this with carrots that I planted in May, this would be the smallest carrot that I'd get. So I intentionally plant these ones late so that they're this size and smaller, which is just right for baking, for just eating fresh. But see how easy this is, and they are just as crisp as can be. Sometimes, like along the edge right here, the ground is starting to freeze a little bit. The frost kind of creeps in the edges a little bit. But that doesn't bug me too much. The carrots are still usually fine, a little harder to pull out, but I just do you can see that my row of carrots is about a foot to 16 inches wide. Then the bags of leaves just cover them perfectly. I remember my mom would dig all these up. We'd dig the carrots, in October, November, we'd keep them in a storage cellar. And I always thought that was such a pain to have them buried in the dirt and took up a lot of space in our cellar and stuff. But what better way to store them than just leave them out in the garden, Leave them out here and then come dig them up.
Yeah, and we have people that compliment us on our carrots and how sweet they are, how just delicious.
Yep.
Because they're right straight from the garden. And then we just make pans and pans of them for family dinners, or like for Valentine's dinner, we had a big pan of cooked carrots with our meal.
I have a student right now. I teach 9th grade math, and I have a student. He's about a 6'5" basketball player, and he's learned that I have these good carrots, and I just bring 2 or 3 carrots for lunch every day. And about 2 days a week, he comes walking in and says, "Hey, Spackman, you got a carrot for me?" And he just walks over. He knows where I keep my lunch bag, and he walks over and helps himself to a carrot. And the guy just get a kick out of it. They're that good. You just want to snack on them.
All right, so he's almost got a full bucket. Is there any way to avoid getting those worms?
There's a pesticide that I got at one of the local nurseries, and I tried it one year, and it didn't seem that effective.
So it'd rather be pesticide free.
Yeah,
it makes it more organic.
So I just plant enough that I'm willing to lose some. Like there was one year that a lot of them had these little worms in them, or kind of some rot, but most years very little problem. This year I've just had, every bucket I'll throw 2 or 3 carrots away, or I'll just snip the end off where maybe a worm. Yeah. I can see where a worm had burrowed in, but the worms are obvious. It's no big deal.
So it's nice to have this organic way of having your carrots too.
So then once I've got my bucket, I just kind of push that over and throw this bag back on, just kind of to keep frost from going back in under where I haven't dug yet, and away we go. But the fact of the matter is, carrots, the longer you leave them in the ground, the better they get. So if you harvest your carrots in September, they're tougher, they're woodier, they're not as sweet. You wait till November, they get better, and then you dig them right now. It just feels like they get crisper and sweeter the longer you leave them in the ground, and especially with this cold weather, they're amazing.
So basically that's how we do our carrots. And again, the easiest, best organic way to have the sweetest, most delicious carrots all winter long. Thanks for joining Farm to Table with Amber, where we can grow, cook, and eat together. Have a great day.